It's man like Dan. Come on. Welcome to Melanated and
Yeah,
Proud.
G.
Today, we have a man that's come to a foreign land and he secured the package, the bag, the moolah, the pound sterling, and he's thriving. He's one of the calmest people you will ever see, and he's very humble. He's a family man, a husband, and a friend to many. Let's welcome Ivan.
That's like the introduction is mad, you know. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't realize all of it. That's a mad intro. Thank you, bro.
That's alright. That's who you are. That's who you are. I know no one has
Yeah.
anything bad to say about you, so I feel like it was very important to have someone like you on. Like, you're an inspirational guy. I know more is to come from you, but it's nice to gain some insight on where you're going so far. So first of all, how would you like to address yourself?
Christian guy who just, believes in working hard and, being focused and also just enjoying life and being thankful and appreciative to every situation and everything that you find yourself in life, and just enjoying life and just keep going, you know, and aiming for the stars and trying your best and making sure that you leave a legacy. That's me.
That is it. Yeah. What is your ethnicity?
I was born in Ghana, lived in Ghana for like 14 years, and then I moved to the UK in 2003. So, so I've been in the UK since 2003. So UK is like my home. You know? Home from home. You know? So Ghanaian. So what was it called? Is it Ghanaian born British or British born Ghanaian? They have, I don't know. I'm both, you know.
Yeah.
A proud British Ghanaian, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is your job role?
So currently I work as a financial accountant. So I work in the legal. My job is basically looking after. I've got a few. So we have like it's a global firm. So we have like entities around the world. So I look after the North Americas, the 2 units we have there, and then I've got one in Asia. So I look after the Hong Kong office, finances, and then the Dublin office as well, and then Bermuda. So that's what I do now. So financial accounting, working in the legal field, just doing predominantly financial reporting on a monthly basis, quarterly and annual basis, and just doing the statutory accounting reports, making sure it gets signed off, and so we can kind of submit it to Companies House and everybody that is interested. Yeah.
All right. So before we get further into that, you said you was born in Ghana, so I'm very interested in that. So how was that for you, life in Ghana when you're upbringing?
I think if you had asked me that question 14 years ago, I think my answer would probably be different, because I was gonna just, at that time, I'll be thinking about all the struggles, like the hardship growing up, and everything that was going on, like everything was like a struggle. Everything was a struggle. And now that you're asking me that question, I would say, looking back, I would say I had like the best childhood. Being so literally spent most of the day when you're from school, you're outside, like literally outside, growing up playing football on the streets, with your feet on the, feeling the sand, between your feet, and everybody just having a good time and just enjoying life, not worrying too much except like food and stuff. But growing up in Ghana was fun, hard work, challenging, but I think it was the foundation, I believe, has brought me to where I am now. I would genuinely, because you see everything. You see the hardship, you see everything, and then you see the opportunities, and then you can see what the goals, you can set the objectives and you see the opportunities, you can set the objectives, you can set the goals, and then you aim and you can keep going. So I think it was a great foundation, honestly. I wouldn't trade it.
So how was it like coming to the UK at the age of 14?
Oh my goodness, that's I remember when we came here. I think if you remember, the first time I ever played PlayStation was in your house. I don't know if you remember. This was years ago when we came. So we came to visit you guys.
Yeah.
And then because I've never really like when we were in Ghana, it was like Nintendo and stuff. So you guys had like I can't remember, was it PlayStation 1 or something? Like you had like, so I was like, oh wow. Yeah, so coming to the UK at the age of 14, it was interesting because you see so much, and like from that social aspect as well, where luckily I think I was lucky as well because we had family and friends like you guys where, you guys were cool as well. You just accepted, you accepted us in, and you didn't make us feel any like different. Like, oh yeah, this guy's coming from Africa, or, he doesn't understand us, or we don't understand whatever he's saying or whatever. But it was more open. So it made it easier to kind of come in and then just kind of see how things work and keep going. And but yeah, I think, and then when it comes to schooling, I remember my first, I joke about this, my first maths lesson, because in Ghana, we'd never use calculator. That's funny. So I went to my maths lesson, not thinking I needed a calculator. And then the teacher is going on like about, he's explaining something, I get it. And then I'm sitting there trying to just use pen and paper, trying to add things and do multiplication. And then the teacher comes and he goes, where's your calculator? I was like, calculator? We don't use calculator. You just use, you calculate everything here. And then
That's
I
mad.
think, yeah, I know. So it was those kind of things. And then she called my dad and said, look, he needs a calculator. And then my dad got me a calculator. So it was those kind of the cultural kind of shift. And then you went to the science lessons where you were experimenting, like you're doing stuff, and I had no clue. I was looking at things and I was like, oh wow, what's this? And so it's from the educational point of view, initially it was slightly harder because of the way, obviously it's kind of the way they teach us in Ghana, and the way they teach here is slightly different, and the way they want you to think is slightly different than in Ghana and stuff. So initially it was quite a challenge. But
what about socially in school? Because I know that would have been different. The way you're shaking the head, I can only imagine.
Oh man, I think initially it was hard because the strongest Ghanaian accent you can ever hear out there, right? Trying to communicate to people in school. Bearing in mind, my school that I went to, there wasn't a lot of like, then anyway, there wasn't a lot of black people. I think there was like 2 or 3 of us there. So initially it was hard, but thank God for football. Like honestly, football, when they say football is a universal language, for me, football helped me so much. Yeah, so basically it was like it was one lunchtime, we went out, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're playing. And normally, obviously, nobody knows whether you can play, and they pick you last. And then all of a sudden you show up, and then everyone's, oh man. And then the next day, everyone wants to kind of, talk to you and be cool with you and everything. And then it kind of builds from there. And then you start also getting the confidence. Because for me, I think one of the challenges was like, you become very aware of how you speak. I think that was one of the biggest things. All of a sudden you are like, okay, like I can tell, like when I speak, the amount of time people are like, sorry, pardon, like, can you repeat? And so you become very aware of what you are saying, more than I've ever been in my life. Like obviously in Ghana, we're all the same. We all speak the same way, so it's fine. But you become very aware. So you are like, do I even want to say anything? You know what I mean? Because you're like, how do I come across? You become very conscious of those kind of little things. Like, but then through football, when people are like, oh yeah, they start talking to you, and then it seems like you start building that rapport and everything, and then you think back. Yeah, initially it was hard, but I think, thank God for football.
Let's talk about your journey. How did you get to where you are now?
Yeah,
like what struggles did you encounter as well?
So I've always knew from a very young, even when I was in Ghana, I've always knew that I was geared towards finance. You know, I mean, growing up, one of my uncles was like, he used to work in a bank, and I saw him, and I saw like how well he was doing, and I saw how much he was enjoying. So I kind of knew at a very young age that, oh, this is this kind of field. I wasn't sure which area in finance that, but I knew that it was going to be around that thing. So when after my GCSEs, I was like, okay, I took my A levels. I was like, okay, I'm going to do business studies and maths and try and like, because I kind of knew exactly. And then after A levels, went to uni and studied accounting and finance. So it was like, basically, it was just like right from then, I kind of knew that, okay, that was my calling, like, you know, accounting, because I kind of seem to enjoy it, even though it's a very, I'm sure everybody would say like it's quite a challenging field, but it's one of those things that, again, because I kind of like, I felt like that was something that I wanted to do, because I feel like one of the biggest things, or one of the things that hold people back sometimes, is when you find something, or when you are doing something that you don't enjoy and there's challenges, it's very difficult to push forward with it, because it's something that you don't enjoy. But if it's something that you enjoy, or something that you are passionate about, even when the challenges comes, even when the step backs comes, you kind of still push forward because you enjoy it. You know, you don't mind spending another 48 hours or whatever, however you have to spend to get a solution or to move forward. And I felt like for me, that was very important, that I actually enjoyed what I was doing, and the course, how the course was going. It was hard, but I knew that, oh, that's where I want to be, you know?
Yeah.
So taking the time out and trying to figure things out for myself, asking people, and that was one of the things that I was lucky. Again, I had people around, even if they didn't have like the answers for me, I had people that I can kind of speak to, and then they will be like, oh, you can look at it here, or you know, you can find something here, try and do this and this. So it kind of helps in that way, you know. And obviously you've got your teachers and people that are around that are able to kind of give you a support, and, you know, be able to kind of guide you and tell you that, look, you know, if it's easy, when you feel like, oh, this is just not going anywhere, someone will look at you and go, look, if it's easy, everybody will be doing it. So.
And with the ACCA, I know that was something that was quite difficult for you as well. So,
boy, started my ACC, I believe. Is it December 2011 or June 2012? Anyway, some people do it like in a couple of like 3 years, but for me, that ACCA journey was a whole different ball game, you know, because it's not like uni where all you are doing is studying. So in uni, you know that, okay, I go to lectures, I go back to the library, I do whatever I need to do to get the solutions, and then keep going. But obviously with these professional courses, as everyone is aware, most of the time I couldn't afford it anyway. So when you get a company that is going to sponsor you, they expect you to kind of work full time and then basically do it as well. So you finish work, and then you've got your evening classes, and then you go back, and then you've got homework to kind of do. You get home around 10, and then you have to do the work for the next time that you go. And it's so yeah, in itself it was. And then you got the setbacks of failing exams and stuff, because I think my last paper, I think it took me, is it 4 attempts? Yeah, I think it was the fourth time.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah. Bearing in mind, when we were doing it, the exams was every 6 months. So it wasn't, now it's every 3 months. So when you fail it, you have to wait for 6 months to do the reset. And I remember I was like, I told your sister, I was like, I'm gonna change the last paper, whatever the paper was that I was failing, I was like, I'm going to change it and do something else. And then I remember she was like, nah, just keep at it, you know, because you've done all the papers. It was just one paper that was just so tough. But again, it was just like, you know what, I just need to stick with it. You know, it's very demotivating where you're like, man, and then you see everybody around you passing. Everybody's, oh yeah, you know, I'm done now, you know. And then you go to work and then you get an email around like, oh, so and so, you know, and then all of that stuff going on. And then you are still, you know, struggling to try and complete it. And then, yeah, so the crazy thing as well is like that paper was so challenging, yet it was the highest mark I ever got in my ACCA, all of them. Even though it was like the one that I struggled the most, it was the one that I got the most out of. And it was crazy getting that results, that final, so the results comes in weird, like midnight. The results comes in
midnight. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like literally between, so it comes 12 a.m. from 12 a.m. grain. And normally it's the results, my one always seems to come late. So Sylvia will send me a message, yeah, I've got mine, I'm still waiting. But that day it came on like, I think it was 12:05. I got it and it was the sense of relief knowing that, oh my God, finally over.
Yeah.
You know, after all these sleepless nights and things, you're like, oh man.
That's what I want to hear though, because like you faced a very big battle. Like it was a very big challenge. Many people would have given up, and it's good that you persisted, because in your battles you learn a lot more in it. And so because you had to persevere, you had to remain consistent, that has shaped you in itself, and you can be victorious. And so it's good that it went that way for you. I know some people get things straight away, but everyone's got their own different journeys, their own paths, and so that's why I feel like it's important for people to just remain in their own lane, because it's not a competition.
Exactly. You know what, I couldn't even put it any better. That's it. Like it teaches you, and in that moment you don't realize it. In that moment that you're going through it, you don't realize, because you get caught in this self-pity motion, like, oh, you feel so sorry for yourself, and you know, why is someone else not doing this? But like you said, it's like you're not going on it, like you're not a Formula One driver. You're not trying to win a race against someone. You are trying to better yourself.
Yeah.
You know, try and be the best person that you can be. And it teaches you so much, because it teaches you perseverance, it teaches you patience, it teaches you that, you know what, like when you are enjoying something as well, I enjoy it fully because I know the work that I have put in. You see what I mean? Because it makes the enjoyment even better, because you can look back and sit there and like, oh my God, remember those times that I was like, you know, failing these exams and all of that. And then now you look back and you're like, oh, actually, you know what? I can literally, you know, enjoy what, because I did work hard, you know, like everybody's journey is different, but I didn't take it easy. There was bumps on the road, but I kept going. You know, we haven't ended the journey yet. So we are still going. This particular moment, you can pause, look, and be thankful and be appreciative and enjoy it at the same time, and just say that, look, you know, God has been faithful. You know, we've been able to do what we are getting to where we want to go. We're just carrying on with the journey and just enjoy it. And then, you know, it gives you that experience, because the crazy thing is, I speak to so many young people, especially in the church, where they are like, they go to uni and they start a course, and then I always try and communicate, oh, so how is it going? And then you could tell in their voice that they're like, this is not for me and this, and I'm like, all right, I know sometimes it's just like that, where it genuinely, the course is not for you. It's not something that probably is not for you. But then I would have the conversation and try and figure out if it's actually because it's difficult, or is purely because that course is not something that you should do. And then some of them, when you're talking to them, you actually realize that it's not the course. That's what they want to do. It's just the difficulty that they are going through at that particular moment. And then you can share your story with them and go, look, in life, what you need to realize is all hands are not like, we have these 5 fingers, everyone is different sizes. It's not all the same. Everyone has their own lane, like you said. So you just need to, I can tell, from the conversation that this is what you are passionate about. You just need to stick with it, and then maybe take a back seat. Look at what you are doing now. Why is it not working? Because there is hundreds of different, directions that you could get a solution. You can get the same solution from the same direction. For example, like I said, the last paper that I was struggling with, I was using one tuition provider, and then I realized that maybe I need to switch, right? I switched. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this with this time. I'm going to switch somewhere else. And then they said something. The crazy thing is the same information that I was getting from the other side, same information, but someone delivered it differently. That I picked something from it to be able to use to kind of get the solution that I needed. So it's the same advice I give people all the time. Like, look, just because you are expecting to go this way to get your answer and you're not getting the answer, maybe there's another route. Maybe there's a step back and just reflecting, okay, I know this way I want to go. Is this the only route? Is this the best route for me? Is it, can I go through something else? Or if it's the same route, all right, I'm going to stick with it. And then the bit where I'm struggling with, I'm going to try and nail it. Like, spend as much time, effort, like whatever it takes. You may find out, whatever it takes, I'm going to make sure that I conquer this thing. And then when you conquer it, it's the best feeling in the world. Trust me. Like, there's no feeling in the world than being able to look back and go, oh my God, I did this. The relief and everything. And you feel so proud of yourself and everything. It's an incredible feeling,
Ivan's the inspiration. That's what Ivan. But it's funny because if you didn't go through your experience, you wouldn't be able to give that advice, because
no, not at all.
You wouldn't even fully believe it, because you have no evidence to show that it works, or no evidence to show why someone should keep resisting. That's what I was going to say as well. You go through things in life also because you can also help someone else through your story, and that's why I wanted you to be here today as well, because someone watching this could be struggling as well, but because of what you have done, they could be inspired as well. So I also feel like we need to share what we go through as well, the challenges as well, because some people think things just come easy straight away, but it's not like that.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, not everybody what's the saying? We're all not born with silver spoons in our hands, or so it's life. I think one thing as well that we all need to learn as a community and everything is, like, there is help out. Like, we need to make ourselves available to help people, and people need to realize that there is help out there as well. Because sometimes it's honestly, like I said, my experience, I had someone like your sister who was also studying at the same time, so I could speak to her. I had people that I could talk to, and they're like, you know what, just keep going. Like, sometimes it's so good to speak to someone, like, because self-motivating yourself is great, but there's a point that you can't do it anymore. Like, as yourself, you need someone else to kind of push you a little bit. Like, what, you can do it, say either encouraging things or take you through something or show you something or whatever it is. And it's so crucial, and it's so important that each one of us get to that point that we know that we are all not perfect. We've all not got the answers. There's always someone out there that genuinely willing to help. We just need to find them. And then vice versa, we should also make ourselves as a tool to also help people as much as from what we know, or the knowledge that we've gathered, or the experiences that we have had, or whatever way we can help someone, we find ways of doing it, because it's so important, because that's the only way that as a community we can all thrive and be the best version of ourselves, you know.